Hello everyone, Reptrax here. As you can see, I'm back in FTB, ready for another episode. Now today I want to go over a few things I've done around here. Not much as far as this room goes, but there's a couple other changes I've done here. If you guys remember last episode, I have some issues with my golems. Pretty much on the third jar, it almost seemed like they wouldn't fill it up even, once it was full, and that was kind of like almost like a deal breaker for me as far as the system I had laid out. And I decided to go into creative test world and try a whole bunch of different things, and I came up empty. I mean, there's one system that I managed to somehow get semi-working, which was with two autonomous activators that I found some. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intended to be like that. Pretty much, if you break a jar, you know, if you do it manually yourself, it drops the jar with the contents of the essentia in it. If you break the jar with an autonomous activator, however, it breaks the jar and it doesn't keep the contents of it. So I was kind of, I was trying out to see if I could somehow automate that in a large scale with all these jars, maybe making a fourth jar above these two, like making almost like a staircase out of these jars, and then breaking the fourth one and on a timer, and then replacing it back in, you know, with a second autonomous activator, and they would be like feeding back and forth, and it was just a mess. It worked for one jar, but trying to do this for 51 jars so close to each other would have been, I would like to say, almost impossible to do. I mean, at least the way I had it laid out, it would be impossible, because the way the autonomous activators would break the jar, sometimes it might get, because I was using the vacuum hoppers to pick them back up, so maybe the jar would get picked up by a vacuum hopper from the one next to it, and it was a nightmare just thinking of the logistics of the whole setup. And so I just gave up and thought, you know, there's no solution for this. Now, if you guys look back at my last episode, you notice that there's some changes here in the corners. Before, I just had a pillar at this block. It would just go straight up into this corner right here, and that's pretty much what it was. Now, what I've done here is actually made kind of like a staircase for my golems to help them get up here, because for some reason they love walking on this top layer. It's like that's what it almost seems like they always want to do. And after I did that, I noticed that they stopped hopping around and jumping and doing whatever they were doing last episode. So I did that on all four corners, and it seems to be working very well. And now something else I noticed was after I added the spectacles on them. First of all, as far as I could tell from the wiki, all the spectacles do is just increase the range. Now, I didn't find much as per what exactly it did, so that's how much I actually picked up. Like how much I understood from the entry in the wiki. But after I did that and I changed the corners, they are working even better than I expected, because now it's almost like they're fixed. Pretty much, if they find any, like, what was it, Metallum that I had a bit of an issue with? No, not that one. Saxum, maybe. What was it? Yeah, Saxum, for example, here. The third one is full, and they were still going up there and dumping their essentia into this one, even though it's a void jar. And last episode, that wasn't working. Even I tried it myself, like grabbing. Let's see if it works. I don't know, maybe it was a bug, it wasn't working last time, but at least for the golems it's working. So if I grab a vial here, try to demonstrate what's going on. If I grab a vial from this guy down here, grab it, and I try to dump it there, it won't let me. Even though it's a void jar, and that's what I was hoping the whole mechanics would work, it wouldn't let me. So I just assumed that that's why the golems couldn't do it, but for some reason it's working now. Let's see if I can actually test it out and show you guys, because I was kind of surprised at how it worked. Oh, some stone. Sure. I'll grab, I don't know, 4. That should be more than enough to demonstrate. So let me just first show you. All 3 of them are 64. Oh, and I just did that. Okay. And then just dump that in there. And this guy's going to grab the vial. He's going to go walk up there. Like I mentioned, he loves going up there. And he's just going to dump it there in the void jar. No issues, no problems, no dancing around, no prancing and messing about. I mean, it works exactly like I intended it to work from the beginning. It just had to do a little bit of tinkering and fine-tuning, I guess. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm very happy with the way this is coming out now. I was a bit disappointed last episode because pretty much it was almost a mechanic that would break my whole system and make it very tedious, that I have to like keep track of what's in the third jar so I can empty it manually and so forth. It would just be very, very annoying. This way I don't even have to worry about it anymore. I mean, I just dump whatever it needs to go in there, and I know I'll have at least I will have a maximum of 3 jars, and whatever there's leftovers, it will just get voided. So like I mentioned, it's a weird mechanic. I don't know why it wasn't working last time. If I changed something with the spectacles, if that did some kind of upgrade to them and made them smarter. But unfortunately, I couldn't test out which one exactly did the change. I guess I could put the pillars back up and test it out, see if that was the problem. Because what I did was I removed the pillars and I gave them the spectacles at the same time, so I can't. I'm not sure which one exactly did it for them to fix the issue. But I don't know. I'm happy the way it's working now. It's working like it was supposed to from the beginning, so that's good. Now something else I've done here is I've added all my nodes up here, as you guys can see. So I added another elevator so I can come up here and recharge my wand. Pretty much I grabbed as many as I could from my old base. A lot of them went to not even pale, because if you look at the wiki, it says that pale recharges at half the speed of a normal R node, and pale recharges at half the speed as a normal one, but fading doesn't even recharge at all. And it turns out I already had a lot of pale ones in my old base, and once I try to package them up again, that's a thing, they just went into fading, so a lot of them wouldn't recharge again. So I just had to go around and find a few more. It was actually surprisingly easy to do that. Flying around here, you get to a certain Y level, about 25-30, and just fly around. Obviously with the flight control on, it makes it a lot easier because you can just maintain a certain Y level. It makes it a lot easier to go find them, and since it's empty, I mean, you can just place glass directly on it, and do what you normally would to grab a node. So I got a lot of them. I did grab about maybe half of them. I had success grabbing from my old base. The other half I grabbed around here. So there's a bit of a work done here. Now something else I've done here, which I haven't done much except just make the room, which took me forever to build because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this. This is going to be my room for my machines, pretty much, where I'm going to be doing all my processing. Like I said, there's nothing going on right now. It's just an empty room. But the thing that took me forever to build was, well, first planning it out how I actually wanted for it to work. The second was this part. It's pretty much 2 rooms, one smaller inside the bigger room. So pretty much what's going to happen here is this way I can run all my cables and all my tubes and ME cables and all that stuff outside, in between this I guess a fake wall, and then I can just automate everything without having it look like a mess from the outside. Now I know it doesn't really matter much from the outside, since who's going to be outside looking, but it's just something that would bother me, just having a bunch of cables outside. I actually ended up covering the MAC, this guy, I ended up covering it with just stone bricks, because it just looked kind of odd, just the whole thing sticking out. And I did bring my deep storage units back in here, so I'm slowly coming along with the whole moving my base to the new one. But that's stuff I'll just keep you guys updated in between episodes. Whatever I do, I try to remember everything I've done, and I usually try to write it down in case I'm not gonna be playing for a couple of days. That way, when I come back, I know what to say, and try to refresh my memory on what I've done. Right. So now, few things that I left out last episode. I completely forgot to actually finish making the wand, but I have done that in between episodes. Pretty much what I was missing was the caps, and then just putting the caps together with the ichor cloth silverwood core, whatever it was called. And I'm not glad I forgot to do that on an episode, but it just would have been tedious because every step, making the caps and putting them on the wand required 100 vis, and since I didn't have a wand ready already, I had to go and wait and recharge my wand every time, so I can, make the final wand. And then, man, charging this wand up to 1,000 took forever. You almost pretty much drained just about every iron node I had up there down to 1. But I was surprised that it actually filled it up. I didn't expect it to actually fill it up completely. I was just gonna leave it like halfway, and just kind of AFK'd, went to grab something to drink, and I came back and the thing was full. But all my nodes were almost just about empty. So I'm surprised that it worked. And what I've done actually, though, what I've been planning for today's episode, if I stop rambling so much, it's actually another way to recharge my wand, which I was reading here, and I've actually already done the research, which is the Wand Focus Experience Drain. Just a briefly summary of what it says here is pretty much it's a wand focus that when it's used, it drains your experience and gives you vis, or just vis on your wand, and it recharges apparently a lot faster. So I want to test that out, and I also want to test out the main thing that I've been waiting for, is the Shadowbeam, and see how effective that is against mobs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually test it out against mob this episode. I just want to do a little bit of prep work and get a few things done here. I actually have already prepped up quite a bit before the episode, just to make sure I don't have to wait long for these guys. Even though they're behaving a lot better, I don't want to be waiting for them to be done with the whole Essentia distilling stuff that is going on down here. So I'm just going to do that now, and I think for next episode I'm going to go back to Ars Magica and maybe fight the Earth Guardian, which I have unlocked a while ago, but I haven't actually fought him yet. And I also have to do a bit of research to figure out exactly what he does, and if I can actually summon him close to my base, and hopefully it doesn't do too much crazy damage or something like that. I'm actually thinking maybe changing this walls into the basalt brick. I don't know. It came to me, maybe I should do that. It will maybe look nicer. I don't know. Right. To the crafting stuff. So what I need here is a wand focus of shock, or just pretty much the lighting one. I made a new one, just because I'm not sure if maybe we'll have an issue with enchanted one I already have. And then pretty much it requires another 2, 3, 6 items, and I have alright, so I'm gonna do this, that, and then just an arrow. Let me just double check that's exactly what I need. Yep, it's 6 items in total, and just a bunch of essential, which I already double checked, so I'm just not worried about that. And then just right click here and see, hopefully everything goes along. Now the reason I didn't want to do this between episodes was because I felt like I already did a lot between the 2 episodes. Like I finished my wand, I got the R nodes done, I pretty much fixed my problem downstairs with the golems, so I didn't want to do too much and then almost feel like I'm skipping content on you guys. So I'm trying to find an even balance between being repetitive and doing too much stuff at the same time that might just, I don't know, it will drag out the episode too long. So I'm trying to be efficient and not repetitive at the same time, if you guys understand what I'm trying to get to here. So I'm just gonna wait for this guy to be almost done. So far it seems okay, but in the book it said it was pretty dangerous. Yeah, it actually says dangerous in the book. So that's interesting. To see that nothing's bad is going on so far. Now something I noticed, my Wayla tooltip thing on the top, it's not working anymore. It was working earlier today, and I don't know why it's not showing it now. I have to kind of like get a weird angle here so I can actually see the numbers on the little overlay, but I'm pretty sure that's from Thaumcraft, from the Goggles of Revealing, and not from Wayla. Wayla is just a box on the top, and that's not shown properly. And the audio's cutting in and out too. It's kind of weird. Alright, now let's bring in the Ichor. What else is it bringing in? The arrow. That focus right here was a pain to make. It's like because to get this one you have to actually infuse it with a different focus as well. So it's like almost 3 focus in one. Alright, here we go. That wasn't bad at all. It said dangerous, but man, either I did a really good job with this room that it's almost, well, I don't want to jinx myself and say completely stable, but so far so good. Alright, let's see now. If I grab this guy and switch it out. Ooh, what was that? That's a crazy looking whoa, crazy sound effects. I did read that it would do like a laser beam kind of effect. How much does it drain the wand though? That's not too bad at all. I almost want to go fight something right now, but I don't have anything to fight because all my mob spawners are in the overworld, and I would like to avoid going to overworld in at least in the episode, switching dimensions, because the episode where I showed off this room, which I think was maybe 2 episodes ago or last episode, I can't remember. Pretty much the lag spikes between when I was loading dimensions was so bad that it will almost loop back the video feed while the audio was still going, and it would just look like it was out of sync and stuff. Somebody actually pointed it out in the comments, but there's very little I could do because I'm not even sure what is going on as far as when I rendered the video why it's doing that. So I should probably enchant it too, this wand cap. So what I'm gonna do is actually go ahead and make a new one. Oh, not a new one, the other wand cap I wanted to make, which actually took me a while as well because this bottles of enchantment, I had to actually make a XP bottler, I think that's how you pronounce it, from open blocks, and yeah, not fun because it's just a lot of waste of time. Let me just double check the recipe here. Okay, it is 2 ichor, and then diamond already put, enchantment table already put, and now talisman. It looks like everything's there. But I would like to check those downstairs. 32 Arum, 65 Cognito. Yeah, it's a lot of other stuff that I need to check on. So Arum, how many for Arum? 44. He's 32, 65. Okay, so I'm good on that as well. 50 Percantia and 16 Vitium. That was a pain to get. Because I had to go to the Tainted biome, which was kind of far from my overworld base. So what I did was I set up a portal with my, the portal guns next to my book that will use as a linking book, and then just use the portal to get to the Tainted World biome, kill a few tentacles, and so they will drop that tainted goo stuff, and then teleport back. During the whole process, I could have probably done this a little bit more efficient by just bringing the book with me and putting a book stand or something down there in the Tainted biome. That could have also been faster probably, but I don't know. It's just I didn't feel like taking the book with me over there. So yeah, that was a thing. I did read up on it in case I need larger amounts of Vitium. Apparently there's a way to, if you overfill your crucible, it acts almost like a spawner for tainted slimes, which apparently a thing. I don't think I've ever seen those, or at least not that I remember. And those are actually also a good source of that tainted goo stuff if I want the essential for it. So maybe something I'll do and look into it and maybe show off in time for whenever I need it for some infusion crafting. Let's see here. This is almost done as far as Percantia. I might actually go and test it out because I think I'm gonna have some extra time in the episode, and I do want to see how it works. And it almost feels bad that, like, hey, I wasted all the time in the episode rambling and showing how to infuse craft it, which by now I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do, and I'm kind of bored of doing it at this point. But I'm getting a bit of lag though. It's all those particles effect, and I do have particles down, I believe. Let me just double check that. Options, video settings, yeah, particles minimal. So I'm not sure why it does that. Come on, is that the last thing? Oh no, 1 night acre left, and I think I got it. Ah, there it is. Alright, so where's my pouch? I believe I have my pouch over here. Put these guys in there. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the overworld. I just said that I don't like going overworld because of the lag spike, so bear with me if the audio gets out of sync. It usually doesn't get out of sync for too long. It's just until the, I guess, the video catches up. So, alright, just waiting for the loads to chunk. I actually have my video settings on far. That probably doesn't help, because I was using that when I was looking for the power nodes. What could I do? What could I do? Can I go? Should I go fight the wither boss just right now? A quick fight. Why aren't you guys dying? Oh jeez, this thing is full. Alright, we'll grab that. I don't know why there's an arrow in there. Alright, spawner, close it. I forgot I left this thing on. It pretty much drained all my mob essence. Alright, so they're dying. Grab some of this stuff. Oh, did I not bring salt? I didn't bring the sand. I guess I could go in there and just like... Alright, let me turn the grinder off. There's still a few of them in there. I do want to bring this guy in. It's almost dead. But I want to see what this can do. Wow. That is insanely effective. Holy crap. Yeah, definitely I'm going to have a few episodes to just, well, not a few episodes, but definitely next episode is going to be dedicated to kicking ass and killing a lot of mobs. Yeah, that was pretty crazy how much damage that did to all of them, pretty much. I think it did damage to all of them at the same time. So, I want to try to enchant it. Why do I keep on hearing it? Like a skeleton somewhere. I don't see him in the minimap. I don't know if my minimap has mobs disabled at the moment, but I do hear something back there. Alright, let me just quickly enchant this before I end the episode. For next episode, what I'm going to try to do is fight the three main bosses. I'm going to try killing the Wither boss with it. I'm going to try killing the Water Guardian and the Earth Guardian with the wand. But first I want to enchant it, like I said. So I need to remove the cap, so I'm going to just put any other cap on. Experience Strain, Shadowbeam. I should maybe try to enchant Experience Gain as well. Let's see what I got. On Breaking 3, Potency 2, Frugal 3. Not sure what Breaking could do. But Potency 2, that's definitely something I wanted. Frugal 3, I'm not sure what exactly it does. That's fine. Let's see. I want to get my Experience Strain. Just maybe make it a bit more efficient. Frugal 3. So I guess that's maybe what it does. It just makes it cheaper, or a chance of getting it cheaper. I don't know. How far am I into the episode? 23 minutes? Yeah, I think that's a pretty good wrapping up point, guys. And yeah, this is the XP bottler thingy that I was mentioning, that I was using for getting those XP bottles I used for the infusion crafting. But yeah, definitely. What is up with this? Every time I try to click it on one, it just kind of like derps up. So yeah, like I mentioned, next episode is gonna be just pretty much battle. It's just gonna be all-out battle against the three main bosses I have at the moment. Later down the line with Ars Magica, I'll probably just unlock better, more badass bosses. But I think this thing looks freaking cool, and it looks like it does a lot of damage. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint all the time I spent into getting it. Actually, the other thing I haven't actually tried is this thing. I'm gonna try it out. See, oh God, you did it again. Well, not primal. This guy. Alright, so I want to see how much is it at. The lowest one is 976 ordo. So, ooh, that was fast. Oh, but I filled it up. Oh, I barely right-clicked it. And the cool thing is apparently it doesn't go past whatever you need it to. But man, that was quick. That is definitely something worthwhile getting, guys. I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good at all. Does it give me extra this discount? Huh. Maybe it does. 65%? Maybe. I thought it just gave me 20% caps, not 35. Oh well. But yeah, guys, wrapping up point until next time, I think. Yeah, bye.